Scotland's fight for independence may have taken a hit with the Supreme Court's recent ruling, but the former Scottish First Minister and current leader of the ALBA Party, Alex Salmond, says the ruling has galvanised support for independence. Despite this, he says strategy was never Nicola Sturgeon's strongest suit, casting doubt over her choices. NTD's Malcolm Hudson spoke to Salmond about the path forward for Scottish nationalists.
And I think Scotland would be a better, happier, more successful country if it governed itself as opposed to was governed effectively by England from London. So self-determination is a good thing. Independence is a good thing.
Salmond said that if Scotland had self-determination, it would have had the right not to participate in the Iraq War. And a majority of Scots voted to stay in the European Union, so he also said an independent Scotland could apply to rejoin the bloc. Salmond was twice leader of the SNP, but left the party in 2018. While the ALBA Party, his new party, agrees with the SNP on independence, he noted differences between the two.
Well, I think probably in the urgency if we see the situation on independence, and also the ability to think new ways forward. When I was leader of the SNP, I and others embarked on a strategy to get to independence. It was a hugely successful strategy. It took the SNP from nowhere to dominance in Scottish politics. It brought about a Scottish Parliament and an independence majority in the Parliament. But now we've been blocked by the Supreme Court. The SNP went to the Supreme Court. The route forward has been blocked.
He said the ruling has given the UK Parliament something to shelter behind in the argument about independence. The court ruled that Scotland cannot legislate a second referendum without the consent of the UK government. But he says it's not all bad.
Now, the one benefit, of course, is having a London-based court say to Scotland, you can't have the right to self-determination, of course, galvanises Scottish opinion. And support for independence is now in the latest poll at 56%, a poll today. But of course, it blocks your route to independence. And therefore you have to find another way forward.
SNP leader Nicola Sturgeon said she's planning to use the next general election as a de facto referendum. Salmond said that during general elections, people vote on policies such as healthcare and the economy. He said making it all about a single issue is unwise.
I mean, we're in a situation at the present moment where support for independence is rising, but support for the SNP is declining. Therefore, if you were fighting this de facto election, it would be unwise to do it as the SNP because you'll minimise instead of maximising the independence vote. The best way to do it, probably the only way to do it successfully, would be to fight it as Scotland United for Independence and have all the independence parties having one candidate in each constituency. That's how you would maximise the independence vote.
Salmond said that one of the important things in politics is to work out a way so that even if you fail, you still succeed. Despite his apprehension toward the SNP's current strategies, he still sees a route forward for Scottish independence.